So let's talk about the difference between direct sold plans and advisor sold plans. Direct sold plans can be opened by anyone, regardless of whether you're working with a professional. Advisor sold plans have to be purchased through a financial advisor. Now, advisor sold plans tend to be much more expensive than direct sold plans, and the stated rationale for this is that the advisor sold plans include the professional advice. And that could be a completely reasonable explanation, but the problem I see is that many folks don't understand what they're paying. And so it's really hard to make an informed decision about whether you think the price is right if you don't even know what the price is. So we're going to talk through that in detail so that you can make an informed choice about what makes sense for you. Let's take an example. Imagine a family through 18 years of diligent savings contributes $50,000 to a 529 plan. Let's take a look at what would happen if they put their money in the largest direct sold 529 plan, which is the New York plan by Vanguard, or if they put their money in the largest advisor sold plan, which is the College America plan out of the state of Virginia by American Funds. And I'm going to assume in this example for now that the investment performance is the same, 6% per year. Come around to that in a minute though. So with the Vanguard plan, the $50,000 of contributions would grow into $91,000 by the time the child is ready to go to college. With the College America plan, it would grow into about $79,000. So what explains that $12,000 of difference? Well, $8,000 of the difference is fees. With the Vanguard plan, the family would pay a total of about $1,000 in fees, whereas with College America, they would pay about $9,000. And then what explains the other $4,000 of difference, right? If $8,000 is fees, what was going on with the other $4,000 to get us to the total difference in $12,000? Well, that was investment gains that were missed out on because of the higher fees. Higher fees actually ding you twice. Once when they're charged, and again when you miss out on investment gains because less of your money was working for you. But it's important to step back and say, like, okay, well, what did you actually get for the money paid, right? $1,000 in fees versus $9,000 in fees. Let's take a look at the $9,000 in fees with the College America plan and talk about that. So with the $9,000 in fees there, and I will footnote that we are assuming the advisor put this family in the right share class given their long-term time horizon. I have seen horror situations where the advisor chooses to maximize their own comp and doesn't make the decision, but we're going to assume that this advisor chose the appropriate investment for this family and wasn't just trying to make as much money as humanly possible. So with that $9,000 of fees, the split is roughly half to the investment advisor and their company and half to the investment manager, American Funds. So this family would pay that $9,000 over the course of 18 years, so call it about $500 a year on average, to be in this advisor sold plan. So in thinking about that, you really have to decide, like, well, are you valuing the services you're getting at that amount of money? So if this financial advisor is just doing an amazing job for your family and is like a fantastic resource for managing your entire financial life, and you feel like they do a really good job of like counseling you and you're just getting a ton of value out of the relationship, then maybe you decide that that is a situation that you're comfortable with. And when you sit there and say, would I rather that my kid's account balance be $12,000 less versus the direct sold plan, you might say, like, yeah, definitely, like that person totally earned their fee, they delivered so much value to my family that is a good trade for me. And that's awesome, that's great. Sounds like your advisor is doing a rock star job. Very cool. But I think what often happens is that people aren't really getting an amazing level of service. Maybe they just walked into a bank branch and got sold this product, and it's not like they're getting this great level of service, but they are being charged these really high fees. And in that situation, it probably doesn't make so much sense. And so I also want to talk with you about what the direct sold option is. So let's take again the New York plan as an example. With the New York plan, and many other direct sold plans have done the same thing, they definitely are trying to cater to people who don't necessarily feel like they are investment pros. There are these things called age-based portfolios where basically if you know the child's age, which if you're saving money for them for college, I'm sure you do, and you have a general idea of whether you want to take a aggressive amount of risk, conservative amount of risk, or somewhere in between, then they will put you in a portfolio that is reasonably constructed for those requirements. And they will just take care of the asset allocation over time. So that choice could lead you to having the $91,000 instead of the $79,000. And again, it all comes down to whether you feel like the money that you're paying is sensible relative to the service that you're getting. One last point on active management. Do not let anyone tell you that the active management choices they're making or their ability to like swap in and out of funds is going to generate a bunch of value. Like, that is almost never true. It's like a documented fact that actively managed funds do underperform the indices when fees are included the vast majority of the time. And for those funds that do outperform, it's almost impossible to identify which ones will be the outperformers in advance. So I'm actually not as negative on active management as that sounds. I'll throw those thoughts into another video though to keep this shorter. But for active management to work, I do believe that you need a better, lower fee structure than what is typical today. So there we have it. Oh, one last thing. Please do not assume from this example that every advisor sold plan works at College America. It does not. College America is actually one of the less expensive advisor sold plans. So still one of the more expensive 529 plans, but among the advisor sold universe, it's at the lower expense end. So you really got to look at each one individually. If you need help doing that, come on over to aboveboardfinancial.com. We are always delighted to shine a spotlight on financial stuff for you.